some murders shouldn't be solved.
True.
So Ricky Umberger, I think that's how you say his name, the creator of the Fear Footage trilogy, as well as Project Eerie, which he sent us this copy. Thank you, Ricky. He has a new film, The Man with the Black Umbrella. Now, this is, once again, in the found footage style. I didn't see any clips or anything from this film, so I always wondered, like, is he going to try to make that transition over into more traditional filmmaking, much like, the Hell House guy did recently, right, with both 825 Forest Road and the last Hell House film. But no, this is found footage, and this is a feature-length film this time, like a full feature, hour and a half. Typically his movies run a little shorter than that, but he went a full hour 30 this time. So as far as what this movie's about, this is about a guy who is investigating the death of his sister. He has access to her security cam footage, which shows a man with a black umbrella coming into her house, killing her and her husband, and leaving. And now he is looking into it because he doesn't think the cops are doing their job well enough, and he wants to investigate it himself. So he hires a private investigator to help him try to solve this case, because he wants to bring his sister's killer to justice. And of course, as he investigates it, he finds some things out about the man with the black umbrella. And you know what, I think where this movie really succeeds is in its lore building. I really appreciated the concept here of the man in the with the black umbrella, and the lore that he built around it. I don't really want to say what that is, because I want it to be revealed within the film. Because I had wondered, Ricky, when he gets in character, with his posts, I talk to him privately, and for the most part, he stays kind of like in character for whatever movie he's promoting that year, which I always find to be fun. And sometimes he'll like just be himself for a second, and that's cool as well. But for the most part, he commits to the shtick,
to the bit,
and it's like, yeah, okay, cool. But he kept saying that line of some murders shouldn't be solved, and finding out why he was saying that was cool.
Yeah,
and is part of that lore. And I think he's successful in his horror crafting. I think he understands the genre very well.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Fear Footage, especially the second one, which is my favorite of his films, works so well, is because he really understands the genre, and he doesn't allow his limitations to hold him back that much. He makes these films for nothing. I mean, like, almost literally nothing.
Yeah.
And I think that he's more successful than most, because he really does seem to have a good grasp on horror storytelling.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the lore in this, and the way it's set up, is done very well, and I thought that was actually really interesting. So I enjoyed that. I think that there are some pretty decent scare moments in the film. And
I thought they were pretty good. Some of them, yeah.
Some of them were really good. There's some very clever editing and like cinematography and stuff, like, as far as low budget filmmaking goes, that I quite appreciated. I know you did as well.
Yeah, the train track shot.
Just cool stuff. Yeah, it's very clever, and it's always fun. Like when we have not made a film yet as of this, recording, but we always talk about it, just like, and anyway, it's fun to watch low budget films and see how people manage to get around like limitations as far as budget or whatever. So I think that there's some really cool stuff in here as far as that goes. I also found the acting pretty okay from everybody.
Yeah.
I know that some of the other films of his, we did not like the acting on.
No.
And this one I actually didn't have really a problem with anybody's performance. I think that our main actor does a pretty good job at his role. And there's another kind of star that I also actually quite liked his performance a lot, too. So, and like there's some side people that maybe are a little bit more amateur than the leads, but I think the leads are pretty good in this. So kudos to those actors for doing a good job. Yeah, I guess I just had like maybe the only nitpick that's coming to mind, not even a nitpick, but just there's something involving the antagonist, I guess, that was kind of making me laugh a little bit. And I don't know. I think that maybe is just, I don't know if that's just me. It just has something to do with the voice, I guess I'll say. That I just, for whatever reason, it was like tickling my funny bone every time I heard it. It definitely is not intended to be funny or anything. It just, for some reason, it was making me chuckle. So that did kind of, unfortunately, like lessen the scare factor for me as far as that character goes. So I'll just throw that out there. But everything else with the character I liked. Like the look and, different aspects and things like that.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it at all. I didn't understand why she was finding it funny, but she was.
It's just every time.
It kind of made it funny because she thought it was so funny. And every
sorry.
time the man with the black umbrella would speak, she would laugh. I personally didn't find it funny. I think that he executed that well, and I think that I don't think many people will find it funny. I do think some will. I can agree with you there. It didn't have that effect on me personally.
It was like there's an intensity to it. Maybe that I don't know how to explain it. So I'm sorry that it also made it kind of funny for you unintentionally.
No, it's fine.
So,
I'm used to watching so many damn things with you. So, we affect each other's viewing, being at home.
We do.
Always, right? That's kind of what happens when you watch something with other people.
Yeah.
I've had people affect my experience in all sorts of different ways when they talk too fucking much to me or, whatever. So, this wasn't a bad thing. It was just a noticeable thing because it was very obvious every time that would happen. You would start laughing. But yeah, as far as the acting goes, I don't think the acting in this is great or anything. Like, this is an amateur film, and I think that this, once again, like, we have to really we have to stress that a movie like this is for a specific audience. This is the type of film that is for the hardcore found footage amateur filmmaking enthusiasts, the ones that are cool with it not having a Hollywood budget, the people who are cool with it being that DIY style filmmaking, that they get a kick out of knowing that this is just someone like them, someone who doesn't have a budget, someone who has limited resources and is doing their best with what they have to work with. And I think for me, that's always extremely inspiring and very fun. And as you had said, seeing how they're able to navigate around their limitations is always the fun of these types of movies, and saying, like, getting that inspiration of like, well, fuck. Yeah. Like, if he can do it, then I can do it too. He doesn't really have a budget. He doesn't really have anything. He just has the tenacity. He has the work ethic. And the commitment, and he just did it, right? That's the difference there, and that's great. So I'm not recommending this to everybody. I'm recommending this, as I would expect most of the people who are clicking on this video to fans of low budget do-it-yourself filmmaking, and know what you're getting yourself into. Films that we've praised in the past, who the casual audience watches it and is like, what are you talking about? This is garbage. And it's like, this is not garbage. It's just for a specific audience. Yeah. And I think that if you are a fan of Ricky's previous films, his Project Eerie and the Fear Footage films, I think that this is another good, solid entry in his filmography. I didn't see a dip in quality. In fact, I could argue that, this might be his best overall film. I think that if you were to take every aspect of the film and rate it on that curve, right? Because in Fear Footage, yeah, the acting brings the film down in that department because I think it's very poor. But the scare factor is so good that I think it evens out somewhere in the middle. And as with this one, while I think the scare factor might be a little lesser than maybe Fear Footage 2, I think the acting is quite a step up, and I think some of the camera tricks in this are a bit of a step up, or maybe on the level of some of the Fear Footage stuff. So I don't know. Like, I guess if I was to kind of just take the movie as a whole and rate all the things, this probably comes out on top as the best, which means he's getting better at his craft, and he's learning from past mistakes, and he's putting a little more a focus in the areas and listening to people like us who are like, hey man, like the acting in these films are rough, and he went out and he got clearly better actors. He's still not like casting obviously like pro actors like some Academy Award winning type Hollywood shit, but there's a charm,
absolutely,
right, to this kind of stuff where you're like, okay, like, yeah, this person isn't fully selling me, but I know that this is just some random person that they were able to get for this movie, and I think they're doing damn good for this style of film. So I'm able to always take into account all of those things in consideration when I watch this stuff, and I really appreciate it, and I think that what Ricky does is very cool and inspiring, and I'm very thankful that he thinks of us when he makes a new movie and contacts us with screeners and stuff. So this comes out tomorrow, Friday, on Prime. This is the type of movie where your dollar counts.
Yes.
Right? With Hollywood productions and whatever, they can just do tax write-offs. They could just, get another hit in another area and to balance the margins and whatever. Like, this is all on Ricky's shoulders.
Yeah.
Right? And this is the kind of thing that only gets financed by people, supporting his film so that he can continue to keep making it. This is supporting indie horror. This is supporting true horror filmmakers and a completely independent scale.
Yeah.
This is 100% him doing these things as a passion project, and this is the kind of shit I will support this over anything any day of the week.
Yeah.
So even though technically we didn't, we were sent this for free. We were sent that freaking screener.
We're supporting it by sharing it with you guys and telling you that you should check it out.
Yeah,
so please do.
Don't pirate movies like this.
No.
I'm not a big fan of pirating movies, and I'm not here to try to like get up on my soapbox and preach at you or anything. But movies like this
from small independent makers, come on.
Fucking pirate.
Go spend
like
the few dollars.
If you're gonna pirate a movie, pirate like
the
a
Avengers.
Blumhouse movie or something.
Yeah.
Like they've got money. They can figure it out if not as many people watch it, but something like this.
But we are officially anti-pirating, just in case the YouTube algorithm is like listening. So don't pirate anything.
Sure.
But especially don't pirate small films like this.
I shouldn't say don't pirate anything. If you can't find a film and that's the only way to get it, then I fully support pirating, and I don't see how any other, like, if there's literally no other way to get a movie. There's tons of movies like this as horror genre fans where they take it offline. There's nowhere to get the movie. You cannot rent it. You cannot buy it. You can only pirate it. You can only watch it on like YouTube. In those instances, it's like, well, the fuck else are you gonna do, right? So that's when I pirate something, is that it literally doesn't exist, elsewhere in the world.
I guess our official stance isn't don't pirate, so the YouTube algorithm will like hear. I was trying to protect us,
I'm always gonna keep it 5x5.
5x5. Anyway, go check out this film and let us know what you think.
because, you know, this movie reminds me of what you love, and I love it too, but especially this more speaks to your tastes and the, like, you know, not
kind of
ARG, kind of like, what it was, not
like analog horror.
Yeah, but the, like, the creepypastas.
Sort of,
right?
yeah.
Almost like a Slender Man.
Yeah,
this is his version of a Slender Man.
Some urban myth, urban legend vibe to it, which is cool. I like to see films creating or, you know, borrowing from pre-existing ones, but that's always a really fun thing to explore in horror movies.
Yeah, I think the mythos behind the character is quite cool, because when the movie starts and you get the text on the screen of what is happening, and then as the lore gets built up around the character, and it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. You kind of got like almost like a Jeepers Creepers Pennywise kind of thing going on, but also another aspect of it of like why you're seeing this footage, and as I said, going towards that like some murders shouldn't be solved line. It's like, oh, that's cool. That's a really cool like built-in mythos around this character and why he's able to kind of get away with things. And I just dug that. I really thought that was a cool, clever idea that Ricky had. So good on him for that. And yeah, I dug it. I think it's might be his best film, and it's at least on par with his other films. So if you've seen these movies, then you should be pleased with this one. So I recommend it
for sure.
And don't pirate it. All right, our dog's gonna bark. We gotta go. Bye.
Bye.
Yep. Right on cue.